What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Divine back with another video, and today we're gonna be reviewing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Come on now, who don't love the Turtles? I never heard of somebody that hate the Ninja Turtles, like hate. I heard people that hate Marvel, hate DC, but hate the Ninja Turtles? Like, you gotta love the Turtles, man. And I see that while I'm in the theater. I see people by themselves in their 40s, by themselves in their 30s, by themselves in their 20s. People bring their kids. So, god dang, I'm looking like this fan base is long lasting, and it's strictly a kids movie. It's not like with darker elements. Like, no, this is a kids movie, and it's 40-year-olds by themselves, and it just shows how long lasting and appreciative the Ninja Turtles fan base is. I always loved the Turtles since the 2003 show and 2012 Nick show. So let's just get to this review, and the first thing we're going to be talking about is the animation. This animation style is very stylized, and that's what I meant in my last video. Things that Sony should do with Spider-Man: create unique art outside of just the animation, apply that to your live action. This movie does it extremely well. Let's compare this to that Spider-Verse animation style, because they took that style for heavy inspiration. But guess what? They did not copy and paste how other studios just copy and paste Pixar movies. No, they did like the opposite of Spider-Verse. When you look at those two movies, Across the Spider-Verse and Into the Spider-Verse, those movies are beautiful to look at. It's like the cities are drawn to be these perfect looking structures. But when you look at this movie, it's very dirty and grimy looking. It looks like the city has been lived in. It's like you take the sewer and you put it up top. Depending on who you ask, you can say which city is more a realistic take of New York. But I just love the way this animation style look. This is one of the best interpretations of how the Turtles should look. The reason why I say that is because when you take the 2003 2D show, and then when you take the 2012 3D show, you combine those two, add a little bit of dirt to it, you get this. And that's the best part of this animation style. And the animation style keeps the adults engaged and also keeps the kid engaged as well. And I really just enjoy how beautiful this movie look in its own way. It's not like this picture perfect looking thing where like the sky is blue and everything is shiny and crystal clean. No, it's beautiful with its dirt. You know what I'm saying when you see the movie. You're going to look at it like, this is not Spider-Verse, but I see how they took the style and did their own thing. You see head shapes are like wacky looking and like kind of just ugly to look at. And again, the human proportions is a nice touch, because they could have easily just made everyone just look like regular humans. But no, the humans, it looks all weird and wacky a little bit. And sometimes the shadows in the background is really a good touch. Like the shadows is really potent, especially when you look at the background while the turtles are jumping around or moving through. The shadows are done very well compared to some other movies that's animated. So hopefully this animation style and the animators get a lot of credit when people start reviewing this movie, such as myself. Paramount. I don't know what y'all drinking, but I love what y'all drinking, because the stuff that y'all do with this soundtrack is great. Whenever a song is played in this movie, you will sit in your seat in the theater and enjoy it. You can tell they written a scene with a song intended to play. Because a lot of times in movies, they just write the scene and a random song plays and it doesn't even match the tone of the movie. It doesn't even match the tone of the scene. Every song that is played is going to be enjoyable no matter how old you are or young you are. You may have not even heard the song before because you're like 10 or 11, but you're going to be in your seat jumping around like I seen in the theater with a lot of the kids, because it's perfectly implemented in the scene of the movie. And I got to give y'all props, because y'all did the same thing in Transformers Rise of the Beast. So shout out to Paramount, because y'all get it. Y'all get that if you add a song at a certain moment, it could enhance the experience of anybody watching your film. So let's get to the story, okay? Part of me feels 50-50 when it comes to the story in this movie. It's a great story, but I don't know, it's because they use a lot of familiar tropes. Like, for an example, the father, Splinter, has to learn to let his sons grow to do whatever they need to do, and you can't hold them back and just let them grow. They make a good decision, they do, they don't. You have to learn to let your kids grow and go. I felt like I've seen it in a lot of other movies before, so it felt samey when this occurred in the movie. But at the same time, actual elements that happens, I'd never seen in a Ninja Turtles movie before. The giant kaiju fly played by Ice Cube was a big surprise. I was not expecting that. The Ninja Turtles to just reveal their identity to everybody. I don't remember that happening in a lot of the other content I've seen of Ninja Turtles, unless my memory is tweaking right now, but I don't remember that. I don't remember Ninja Turtles going to school, and when they took their mask off to walk in the building, I'm like, wow, I don't think I've seen this before. So I want to say that the story is good, but it can be a little formulaic. You can see where it's going a lot in the beginning, but towards the end, it does take you on a big surprise. Those are just a couple nitpicks I had. But let's move over to the characters. If you like the music, that's cool. If you like the animation, that's cool. If you like the story, that's cool. But in my opinion, the greatest thing this movie had to offer was every character's role. What do I mean by the characters' roles? The voice actors who they chose to play these turtles is probably the best casting I've seen so far in an animated movie all year. As much as I love Spider-Verse, they really redefined the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, an emphasis on teenage. I never realized until watching this movie, like, wow, I actually never seen a proper quote-unquote Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. All that voice actors has been like older adults that I can think of. I know I'm not crazy in that, right? Like, check the IMDb, people. But I really think that these are the first child. Like, they make me feel like my nephew, my little brother, my little cousin, or even me as a child is voicing one of these turtles. Like, you can tell they had them all in a booth and just said, yo, be kids. Because them just using certain words like yes sirski, mentioning Drake, and just having a lot of references that I know a lot of kids in 2023 will say, it's very fun and very refreshing. This movie is a great rebrand for the Turtles. Ice Cube killed it. My favorite villain of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie in a long time. Ice Cube need to do more voice acting. You can tell it's Cube. Like, when you listening to it, if you know who Ice Cube is, you're going to be like, yeah, that's Ice Cube. But he fits the character so well, and he's very intimidating in this role. And he does a great job as Super Fly. And then also, it was a great pick for them to choose Jackie Chan as Splinter. I don't think he has that many lines in this movie compared to the Turtles, or even compared to Superfly, but he still did a great job, and he's really shown a lot of his skills when it comes to martial arts. You can tell they took a lot of inspiration from how Jackie Chan fights. How like Jackie Chan fights in some of his movies, he's not like really just beating people down like Captain America or the Winter Soldier. No, he's kind of like got this accidental hit, accidental fall, but kind of retaliate type of fight style. And I really enjoy how they kind of did that with Splinter when he was in the lab rescuing the boys. You could tell they took a lot of Jackie Chan influence. So they didn't just use him as a voice actor. No, they said, yeah, he's going to be voice acting him, but the way Splinter fights is going to be similar to Jackie Chan in real life. And I did appreciate that small touch if you watch a lot of Jackie Chan movies. The live action portion of this movie is dope. I love how they incorporated live, like Ferris Bueller, and I love how they incorporated the Bruce Lee images when they were showing the training montage. I enjoyed the live action elements in this movie. So shout out to whoever idea that was, because this is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. And honestly, all of the villains were done great in this. Bebop, Rocksteady, I really enjoyed the little gecko thing. All the villains is so fun. And honestly, none of them sound the same. All of them sound unique and they fit their characters. But overall, I really enjoy what this movie brought to the table for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a franchise. I really did. And it leaves a lot of open questions for the sequel, because we're going to see the Turtles in school. A lot of the villains like Bebop and Rocksteady are friends with them now. They move it in. They kind of like family. So that's kind of going to be a brand new thing. Maybe they can introduce the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles plus all these other mutants as a fighting team. So we can see Turtles fight with Bebop and Rocksteady against whatever forces that comes next. Also, with them being public heroes, that's a whole new route they can take with the Turtles in animation as well. And I think that would be really dope, them just coming around the city and people cheering for them as if like he's Spider-Man or something like that. Like how Spider-Man swings through and everybody cheering. I would love to see that with the Turtles as well. Something that's very different, and I don't know if a lot of older fans are going to enjoy that or not. Let me tell you something that actually happened in the theater, y'all. When I was leaving, it was an older guy complaining about the movie because he said, this is not the Ninja Turtles that I grew up with. with. Meanwhile, his son, that had to at least be like 12 or 13, I could tell he really enjoyed the movie. He was cheesing and smiling and saying, yeah, I love the movie, as I walked past both of them. And I was thinking to myself, like, yeah, this is not like the OG Ninja Turtles. But I don't think that's the point. The point of this movie is to be a brand new take of older characters, but still keeping some of the familiar elements that make the characters who they are. Leonardo feels like Leonardo. Raph, Donatello, Michelangelo, everybody feels like they would do those things. Those characters act exactly how you think they would. They're just a modernized 2023 teenager, and that's what these characters should be. They shouldn't just be the same person every 2-3 years with just new animation styles. No, they need to be brand new elements with the times. Michelangelo would say yes sirski. He does say cowabunga in the movie, but he will also say modern words that kids use in Brooklyn, that kids use in New York. You get what I'm saying? But overall, this is a phenomenal movie. It's a really good movie just for the kids. If you're a Ninja Turtles fan, you're going to love this. Shout out to animation all this year. Every animated movie I have seen so far, I have loved. My next video will be dropping soon, and I can't wait for y'all to see that one. Thank y'all for coming out. I appreciate it. Please check out my last video, things that Sony should do with Spider-Man. I put a lot of work into that. I want y'all to have a great day. I love y'all. Catch y'all on the flip side.